Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter-dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're talking about the 2015 Kansas quarter, also known as the Kansas quarter. Now, this quarter might not be as well known as some other coins, but I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll understand why it's a must-have for collectors. You may be wondering, what makes this quarter so special? After all, it's just another state quarter, right? Well, let's take a closer look at why the Kansas 2015 quarter is more than meets the eye, and why collectors are taking notice of it. First things first, let's talk about the design. The Kansas 2015 quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series of coins that began in 2010 to honor national parks and historical sites across the United States. The design of the Kansas quarter showcases Kansas, a symbol of the state's rich heritage and landscape. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll see a vivid and detailed depiction of Kansas, representing the vast beauty of the state and its history. The design includes a stunning representation of the land and the historic significance that the state carries with it. Whether you're a fan of the American Midwest or simply a lover of quality coin designs, the Kansas 2015 quarter doesn't disappoint in the aesthetics department. Now, let's talk about why this coin is so valuable. Although these coins were minted in large quantities, like most state quarters, it's the rarity of certain features that really sets them apart. With time, certain minting errors, or coins that have been kept in pristine condition, can skyrocket in value. And when it comes to the Kansas 2015 quarter, there are a few key things collectors are looking for that could increase its worth. Rarity and condition. One of the first things collectors look for in any coin is its condition. Coins that have been circulated and show signs of wear and tear don't typically hold as much value as those that are uncirculated. In other words, coins that have never been in circulation. If you've got one of these Kansas quarters in perfect condition, then you've already got a valuable coin on your hands. An uncirculated coin is one that's been kept in ideal condition since its minting, showing no signs of use or wear. Coins like these are highly sought after by collectors, and they can fetch higher prices on the market. So, when you're looking through your collection, make sure you pay close attention to the condition of any Kansas 2015 quarters you have. You might have one that's pristine and worth more than you realize. Minting errors, but that's not all. In the world of coin collecting, minting errors are a goldmine. These errors happen when there's a mistake during the minting process, and they can drastically increase a coin's value. The Kansas 2015 quarter is no exception to this. Some common minting errors include double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and wrong planchet errors. Let's break these down a little further. A double die error occurs when the coin is struck multiple times, which results in a blurry or doubled image on the design. If you happen to find a double die Kansas 2015 quarter, you've got a rare and potentially valuable find on your hands. Coins like these are highly prized because they stand out from the regular issues and are seen as one dash of dash a dash kind. An off-center strike happens when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process. The result is a coin that's misaligned with part of the design missing or distorted. This type of error is a collector's dream and can significantly increase the value of the coin. So be sure to check your Kansas quarter for this type of error. Additionally, clipped planchets are another error you might encounter. These occur when a portion of the coin's metal disc is missing before it's struck, leading to a clipped appearance. If you have a Kansas 2015 quarter with this error, you could be holding on to a highly sought-after coin that could fetch a pretty penny. Limited availability. Another reason why the Kansas 2015 quarter is so valuable is the limited availability of certain versions. While these coins were minted in large quantities, not all of them were kept in great condition. Additionally, certain batches may have experienced errors that make them even more rare. These rarities are the ones that collectors are after. So if you find one in your change or in your collection that has any of these minting errors or is in excellent condition, it could be worth a lot more than face value. The value of the coin. So, here's the big question. How much could a 2015 Kansas quarter be worth? Well, if you have a flawless, uncirculated Kansas 2015 quarter or one with a minting error, its value could soar. While the coin itself is worth only 25 cents when it's in normal circulation, an error coin or one in pristine condition could be worth significantly more. If you're lucky enough to find an error or one in mint condition, the price could be as high as $81,000. Yes, you heard that right, $81,000 for a single quarter. That's the kind of money a rare and error-filled Kansas 2015 quarter could bring. So, if you've been casually collecting quarters or just looking through your spare change, it might be time to give those coins a second look. You never know. You could be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. Conclusion: the Kansas 2015 quarter may seem like a humble coin at first, but its potential value should not be underestimated. Whether it's the stunning design, its historical significance, or the potential minting errors that could make it rare, this quarter is certainly one that every collector should keep an eye out for. So don't forget to check your collection for any 2015 Kansas quarters, especially those in perfect condition or with minting errors. You could be holding on to a coin worth up to $81,000. Top 2, we've got something truly fascinating to talk about: the 2015 Saratoga quarter from the United States. Now, you might be thinking, what makes this coin so special? Well, sit back and relax because we're about to take you on a journey through the history, rarity, and hidden value of this quarter. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin might just surprise you with how valuable it can be. The Saratoga 2015 quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which was introduced to honor some of the most iconic national parks and historic sites across the United States. Each state and territory has its own designated quarter, and this one represents Saratoga National Historical Park in New York. Why Saratoga? Well, Saratoga is a historic site known for its pivotal role in the American Revolution. The Battle of Saratoga, fought in 1777, is often referred to as the turning point in the war. It was here that the American forces secured a major victory that convinced France to support the revolution. This quarter commemorates that incredible chapter in American history. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find a beautiful design depicting victory and liberty, two allegorical figures representing the triumph of the American forces. The figures are set against the backdrop of the Saratoga battlefield. The design is full of symbolism, as it pays tribute to the bravery and sacrifice of those who fought in one of the most important battles of the American Revolution. But here's the thing. While the 2015 Saratoga quarter may seem like just another coin, there are actually some very important factors that can make it worth a lot more than its face value. So, let's break down what makes this coin so interesting and valuable to collectors. Rarity and condition. First up, let's talk about rarity and condition, two of the most important factors when it comes to determining a coin's value. While the Saratoga quarter was minted in large quantities in 2015, like many of the other state quarters, it's the condition of the coin that really matters. As with any coin, the better the condition, the more valuable it is. If you happen to have a Saratoga 2015 quarter that's been kept in perfect condition and hasn't been circulated, you've got a highly valuable piece on your hands. Coins that have been kept in mint condition or are uncirculated are always in demand among collectors. These coins have no scratches, dents, or signs of wear and tear, making them pristine examples of the design. For collectors, finding a quarter in this condition is a rare treat, and it significantly boosts its value. But let's not forget about another key factor that can make this quarter even more valuable: minting errors. Minting errors. In the world of coin collecting, minting errors are like treasure. When there's a mistake during the production of the coin, it can result in something incredibly rare and valuable. The Saratoga quarter is no exception to this. There are several types of minting errors that can increase the value of this coin. One common error that collectors are always on the lookout for is the double die error. This happens when the coin is struck multiple times, resulting in a double image on the design. If you happen to find a double die Saratoga quarter, you could have a rare and valuable coin on your hands. The double image might be faint, but it's something that can make the coin stand out from the rest and push its value up. Another type of error is the off-center strike, which occurs when the coin is not perfectly aligned during the minting process. This leads to a coin with part of the design missing or misaligned. If you've got a misaligned Saratoga quarter, it could be worth a lot more than a standard one. Collectors love these off-center coins because they are so unique and are often one-of-a-kind pieces. And don't forget about clipped planchets, when part of the coin's metal is missing due to a problem in the minting process. These clipped coins are another type of error that can make a Saratoga quarter stand out and be worth far more than its regular counterpart. Limited availability. Another reason why the Saratoga quarter is so valuable is the limited availability of certain versions of the coin. While these coins were minted in large quantities, not all of them were kept in perfect condition, and not all batches were free of minting errors. Some versions, especially those with rare errors or in unopened mint sets, are highly sought after by collectors because of the limited availability of high-quality, error-free, or error-laden versions of the coin. The Saratoga quarter becomes an increasingly rare item as time passes. Coins that were once readily available start to become more difficult to find in perfect condition. This is one of the key reasons why collectors are constantly on the lookout for them. Value of the coin now. Let's talk about what you've all been waiting for. How much could this coin be worth? The face value of a Saratoga quarter is, of course, just 25 cents. However, if you have a coin in mint condition, or even better, one with minting errors, its value could go through the roof. For example, if you have a 2015 Saratoga quarter in near-perfect condition, it could be worth much more than its face value. And if it has a rare error, the price could increase exponentially. So, how much is the 2015 Saratoga quarter really worth? If you find an error coin or one in immaculate condition, it could be worth $78,000. Yes, that's right, $78,000 for a single Saratoga 2015 quarter. It's hard to believe, but that's how much collectors are willing to pay for a perfect coin or one with minting errors. So, if you've got any of these quarters lying around in your collection or change jar, it's worth taking a closer look to see if they're in top-notch condition or have any errors that could increase their value. Conclusion: the 2015 Saratoga quarter may seem like just another coin at first glance, but it holds historical significance, and if you're lucky enough to find one in mint condition or with a minting error, it could be worth a small fortune. Collectors are always on the lookout for these rare coins, and now that you know what to look for, you might just find yourself sitting on a gold mine. Top 3, we're talking about the 2004 Wisconsin State Quarter. You might think it's just another state quarter, but there's more to this coin than meets the eye. So let's dive into the fascinating world of the 2004 Wisconsin State Quarter, and I'll show you exactly what makes it so special. The 2004 Wisconsin Quarter is part of the 50 State Quarters program, a series that was issued by the U.S. Mint between 1999 and 2008. This series was designed to honor each of the 50 states, with each coin depicting a unique element representing that state's history, culture, or natural landmarks. The Wisconsin Quarter, which was released in 2004, features an image of a cow, a wheel of cheese, and a green landscape, all of which highlight the state's agricultural heritage, especially its association with dairy farming and cheese production. If you've ever visited Wisconsin, you'll know that it's often called the Dairy State, and this quarter beautifully encapsulates that identity. But here's where it gets interesting. While the design of the quarter itself is quite charming and symbolizes the state of Wisconsin, what really makes this coin stand out is its rarity and potential for huge value. So, what exactly makes the 2004 Wisconsin quarter so valuable? Well, it's all about those unique errors and condition. Let's start by talking about the errors that make this coin extremely rare and valuable. There's a specific error that has caused quite a stir in the coin collecting world, and it's called the extra leaf error. This error occurred when some of the quarters were struck with an extra leaf on the corn stalk in the design. That's right, some of these quarters feature an additional leaf on the corn stalk, which was not part of the original design. These extra leaf Wisconsin quarters are highly sought after, and their rarity makes them incredibly valuable. Now, how did this happen? It all comes down to a mintage error. During the production process, a small mistake was made that caused an additional leaf to appear on the design. This might seem like a small detail, but for collectors, errors like this are considered treasures. Coins with errors are often worth far more than those without because they are unique. They're one of a kind in a world full of mass-produced items. The extra leaf quarters are often called the high leaf and low leaf varieties, depending on where the extra leaf is positioned on the stalk. The high leaf variety shows the extra leaf higher up on the stalk, while the low leaf variety shows it lower. The value of these varieties can vary depending on their condition, but they are definitely worth much more than the regular, error-free quarters. As you can imagine, finding one of these extra leaf Wisconsin quarters in good condition can be a real jackpot for collectors. But it's not just the error that increases the value, it's also the condition of the coin. If you happen to come across one of these extra leaf quarters that has been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition, the value skyrockets even further. Now, condition is key when it comes to any rare coin. If you find one of these quarters in a mint state, meaning it looks like it just came out of the U.S. Mint with no wear, scratches, or discoloration, then you could be looking at a premium price. In fact, these extra leaf Wisconsin quarters have been known to fetch prices that are significantly higher than their face value. Even a coin in near-perfect condition could command hundreds or even thousands of dollars. However, if the coin has the extra leaf error and is in pristine condition, it can be worth as much as $75,000. Yes, you heard that right. A 2004 Wisconsin state quarter with the extra leaf error in perfect condition could sell for $75,000. Now, that's a lot of cheddar, pun intended. Imagine finding a coin worth $75,000 just sitting in your collection or change jar. It could be your ticket to a life-changing windfall. Let's also talk a little bit about the rarity of this error. While the extra leaf Wisconsin quarters are rare, they aren't as scarce as some other types of error coins. But because they were part of a widely circulated quarter series, they were mixed in with a large number of regular, error-free quarters, making the extra leaf version much harder to find. That scarcity is what makes this coin so valuable, especially to collectors who are always on the lookout for rare and unique coins that tell a story. Aside from the errors and condition, there's another key element that can contribute to a coin's value, and that's the demand. The 2004 Wisconsin quarter has become a hot item for collectors, especially in the error coin community. If you happen to have one of these rare and valuable pieces, you're sitting on a piece of American history. Coin collectors love these quarters because they represent not only the state of Wisconsin, but also a key moment in the history of coin minting. So, if you're a collector or you know someone who is, this is a coin you definitely want to keep an eye out for. The 2004 Wisconsin state quarter with the extra leaf error is a true gem in the world of coin collecting. Whether you're hunting for it to add to your collection or you've just stumbled upon it by chance, you're holding something that's worth much more than just 25 cents. To wrap things up, the 2004 Wisconsin state quarter might look like an ordinary coin at first glance, but with the extra leaf error and the potential for finding one in excellent condition, this coin could make you a very happy collector. If you happen to have one of these extra leaf quarters in your possession, it's time to get it appraised because you might have a $75,000 coin on your hands. Yes, that's $75,000. Top for we're diving deep into a coin that's been on the radar of many collectors, the 2008 Arizona State Quarter. Now, at first glance, it might seem like just another quarter, but as we always say, don't judge a book by its cover. This coin has a story to tell, and some hidden treasures that might just surprise you. Stick with me until the end of this video, because what I'm about to tell you could change the way you think about this quarter forever. First, let's talk about the design of this coin. The 2008 Arizona State Quarter is part of the 50 State Quarters program, which the U.S. Mint started back in 1999. This quarter represents the state of Arizona, and its design is absolutely stunning. At the center of the coin, you'll notice a beautiful saguaro cactus, an iconic symbol of the Arizona desert landscape. Surrounding the cactus are mountains and a sunrise, depicting the unique beauty of the Grand Canyon State. But this coin's beauty isn't just skin deep. It's got some rare qualities that collectors are absolutely crazy about. Now, before we go into the rarity and value of this coin, let's first look at the general design and what it represents. Arizona is known for its desert landscapes, national parks, and, of course, the Grand Canyon. The saguaro cactus is a symbol of Arizona, so it makes perfect sense that it would be prominently featured on this quarter. What's fascinating about this design is how it brings the state's natural beauty to life, from the cactus to the sunrise to the mountains in the distance. It's a coin that, in a way, captures the essence of Arizona in just a few simple yet powerful elements. But now, let's get to the juicy part. The 2008 Arizona quarter might not seem all that special to most people at first, but for those in the coin collecting world, there are a few things that make this coin extremely valuable and rare. One of the biggest reasons this coin has caught the attention of collectors is due to a minting error. Yes, you heard that right. Errors in coins are what make them so highly sought after, and the 2008 Arizona quarter has a specific error that can skyrocket its value. The Arizona quarter is known for having a die clash error. A die clash occurs when the dies used to strike the coins come into contact with one another without the presence of a coin, causing an impression of the design to be left on the opposite die. This can cause double images or ghost images to appear on the coin. With the Arizona quarter, these errors typically appear in the design of the cactus, the mountains, or the sun rays, creating a unique and almost mystical appearance on the coin. And here's the thing. Only a very limited number of these error coins were produced. Finding a die clash error in a 2008 Arizona quarter is like striking gold. It's not something that happens every day. These error coins are extremely rare, and their value can be significantly higher than a regular, uncirculated Arizona quarter. While the standard 2008 Arizona quarter is worth just 25 cents, if you happen to have one of these error coins, you could be looking at a much higher price tag. But there's another factor at play here that could make this coin even more valuable: the condition of the coin. If the coin is in pristine condition, meaning it looks like it just came out of the mint, it will be worth significantly more. The higher the grade of the coin, the higher the value. Coins that are well preserved, with little to no wear and tear, tend to fetch the highest prices in the marketplace. If you find a die clash Arizona quarter in mint condition, you've got yourself a rare and valuable piece of American history. Another thing to keep in mind is that collectors are always looking for coins that are unique, those that stand out from the rest. And a coin with a minting error like this is certainly unique. Not only does it make the coin more valuable, but it also makes it a must-have for collectors who want to own something that very few others do. Imagine the excitement of finding one of these rare die clash error coins. It's an experience every collector dreams about. It's like finding a hidden treasure that could be worth a lot more than you ever expected. So, how much could this coin actually be worth? Well, the value of a 2008 Arizona quarter with the die clash error can vary depending on a few factors: its condition, the severity of the error, and the current demand in the market. In general, these coins can fetch hundreds, even thousands of dollars. But in perfect condition, with the die clash error clearly visible, this coin can be worth $73,000. Yes, you heard that right. A 2008 Arizona State quarter with the die clash error, in mint condition, could easily sell for $73,000. That's right, $73,000. Now, if that doesn't make your heart race, I don't know what will. Just imagine having one of these rare quarters sitting in your collection. You might have just discovered a treasure trove worth a small fortune. It's amazing how something as simple as a quarter can turn into a valuable asset if it has a rare error or is in excellent condition. If you're lucky enough to come across a 2008 Arizona State quarter with a minting error, make sure you get it appraised by a professional to see how much it's really worth. You never know, it might be worth a lot more than you think. So, to wrap things up, the 2008 Arizona State quarter may look like a regular, everyday coin, but with the die clash error and the potential for excellent condition, it has the possibility to be a collector's dream. And with a value of up to $73,000, it's not just a coin, it's a treasure. Keep your eyes peeled, because this coin might just be lurking in your collection or in your pocket change, waiting to make you a small fortune. Top 5, we're going to explore why this particular quarter has become a favorite among collectors and how you could be sitting on a small fortune if you have one in your collection. The 2001 New York quarter was released as part of the 50 State Quarters program, which was launched by the U.S. Mint in 1999. The goal was to honor each of the 50 states by featuring a unique design on the back of the quarter. New York's design, which was released in 2001, is a tribute to the state's rich history and its iconic landmarks. In particular, the quarter features a depiction of the Statue of Liberty, a symbol of freedom and democracy that has stood tall in New York Harbor for over a century. Now, what makes the 2001 New York quarter so interesting and valuable to collectors? Well, the first thing you need to understand is that the State Quarter series was produced in limited quantities. The U.S. Mint struck these coins with great attention to detail, and collectors have been snatching them up ever since. But here's the kicker. Some of these quarters contain rare errors or unique characteristics that can make them worth much more than their face value. And when it comes to the 2001 New York quarter, there are a couple of specific factors that contribute to its rarity and value. First off, we have to talk about the minting errors. Minting errors are what truly set some coins apart from the rest and make them highly sought after. If a coin is produced with a mistake, whether it's in the design or during the striking process, it can create a unique, one-of-a-kind piece that collectors crave. The 2001 New York quarter is no exception. One of the most famous errors in the New York quarter is a die crack. This happens when there's a crack in the die used to stamp the coins, leaving a distinct crack or line on the coin's surface. The die crack error can occur in various places, but it's often found near the Statue of Liberty or along the coin's edge. These cracks can make the coin look almost like a flawless piece of art, adding a layer of intrigue and interest to the piece. Coins with die cracks can sell for much more than a regular New York quarter. They're a rarity that collectors absolutely love to get their hands on. But that's not the only thing that makes this quarter valuable. The 2001 New York quarter is also prized for its unique design. As I mentioned earlier, the quarter showcases the Statue of Liberty, and its depiction is beautifully crafted. The coin features Lady Liberty's torch reaching up to the sky, surrounded by the skyline of New York in the background. The intricate details on the quarter show the artistry of the U.S. Mint at its best. But as beautiful as it is, these details can also lead to problems during the minting process, creating more opportunities for errors. Another error that has been observed on the 2001 New York quarter is double striking. This happens when the coin is struck twice by the same die, leading to blurry or overlapping designs. If you come across a double-struck New York quarter, you're holding something extremely special. It's not every day that you find a coin with such a rare mistake, and it's exactly these kinds of coins that collectors will pay top dollar for. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin. As with any coin, its value will be significantly higher if it's in mint condition. The better the condition, the more you can expect to sell it for. A well-preserved, uncirculated 2001 New York quarter can fetch a high price, especially if it has one of the minting errors I just mentioned. If you've got a perfect specimen with no wear and tear and perhaps even a rare minting error, you're in the money. But wait, there's one more thing to consider that could make your 2001 New York quarter worth more than you'd ever expect. The rarity of the coin is another big factor. The state quarters program only ran for a limited time, and after it ended, these coins became a piece of American history. The demand for certain quarters from this series, especially those from earlier years like 2001, has increased significantly as the years have passed. The New York quarter, with its beautiful design and historical significance, is one of the most desirable quarters in the entire collection. So, how much could you expect to get for your 2001 New York State quarter? The value can vary depending on factors like condition and any minting errors it might have. But if you have a high-grade coin with a minting error, such as a die crack or double strike, you could be looking at a pretty hefty price tag. In some cases, these quarters have been sold for as much as $70,000. Yes, you heard that right, $70,000. That's not a typo. So, if you happen to have one of these rare 2001 New York State quarters in your collection, especially one with a minting error, you could be sitting on a true treasure. Whether it's the die crack, double strike, or simply the stunning condition of the coin, it's easy to see why this particular quarter is so sought after by collectors. All right, coin lovers. That's a wrap for today's deep dive into the 2001 New York State quarter. As you can see, a coin that might seem simple at first glance can be much more valuable than it looks, especially if it has a minting error or is in pristine condition. If you have one of these in your collection, or you come across one in your pocket change, make sure to get it appraised by a professional, because it could be worth $70,000. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing coin content. Happy hunting, and who knows, maybe the next rare coin you find will make you a fortune.